guys, good evening. So I'm here with a Nigerian from Delta State. Yeah, so I would like to have some conversation with him. So you guys stay tuned. Hi there, my name is Jennifer Blinky. You already know now. I would like to know little about you. Can you tell us about yourself?
My name is Anthony Success. I'm from Delta State, Nigeria to be precise. It's nice meeting you all.
How long do you plan to stay in Vietnam?
I don't plan to stay that long here in Vietnam, although I'm studying as an international student here in Vietnam. So I believe after my study, I would love to explore other parts of the world. So I have some few countries also in my bucket list I would love to explore after having my studies here in Vietnam.
So you've been traveling, right? So can you tell us what made you move from Nigeria to start exploring? Is it that you're going for greener pastures or you just like love to travel?
To me, when it comes to greener pastures, I think there's a lot of greener pastures back home in Nigeria. So to me, I love traveling to explore, learning new cultures and traditions. Like from the few countries I've been to, I can boldly say that all countries can never be the same, and we not be the same. Let's take for example like Qatar is an Arabic or let's say Gulf country where they speak Arab. You can't compare Qatar to Vietnam. Then let's take Taiwan for example. You can't also compare Taiwan to Vietnam, but I think there's a little bit similarities when it comes to the locals because the locals in Taiwan are actually friendly, same as here in Vietnam. Vietnam locals are actually helpful. Let's say, for example, you're taking like a stroll or a walk and you felt like asking some few questions, you can always feel free to ask the locals for directions and which they will 100% give you some directions.
Okay. During your travels that you've been traveling, have you ever feel homesick, like missing your family, probably your mom, your siblings, or sort of?
Yeah, actually, I've missed a lot of people back home though. It's not easy going on an adventure like a solo adventure. Just wake up one morning, you decide to take an adventure which you know is not going to be an easy adventure. Touring around the world or going to different part of the world without you knowing most people is a new adventure in one's life. So yeah, I miss my families back home, and I wish someday I get to unite with them again.
So, guys, we are having a coffee break. Let me show you guys our coffee. Okay, we're having the interview before the restaurant served us our coffee. Let me show you guys. So this is cappuccino. Am I correct? Cappuccino coffee, and it's very hot because it's cold here in Vietnam right now. This is really nice. So, what is the difference between the countries, like the countries you've been to? I mean, abroad. Because once you travel out of Nigeria, it means that you're already in abroad. So, what is the difference between abroad and your home country?
Okay, first of all, traveling is fun, and like I said earlier, not all countries are the same and can never be the same. Well, when it comes to my country, Nigeria, I would say we are still in the developing stage, which means like we are still coming up. So I can't or I won't expect most of the things I see in other part of the countries to be in Nigeria. So this will like shout out to my fans and most of my friends in Nigeria. If you have the opportunity, I would also love you to like take an adventure to also see other part of the world and to see how life and the cultures of other countries is and different from Nigeria.
So, what do you plan to do here in Vietnam? Do you want to just tour around the country, or do you want? Are you looking for job or you are a student? What exactly do you come for?
About that, here in Vietnam, I actually came to study. And about the job aspect of it, I don't think I would be wanting to work here in Vietnam because mostly the most of the jobs here in Vietnam are mostly common for foreigners, just like us, and they are mostly open for English teachers. So if you know you are good at teaching and you know teaching is a hobby, so I would recommend you coming to Vietnam to actually try teaching out and also to explore Vietnam because it's a lovely country for teaching.
So since you don't want to work in Vietnam, what do you do for a living? What do you do to make money? Because definitely, as you are not working, we are going to be paying rent here and feeding. So what do you do for a living?
Actually, I'm a young entrepreneur, a young CEO, and I also work as a freelancer. I just opened my website not too long ago. The name of my website or company is Luzion Global Ventures. So you guys can check it out. It's a platform where freelancers connect to other international or foreign employers. So it's just like a recruiting company. So that's actually how I do make my money to support myself.
Perfect then. Okay, Anthony, how would you describe the Vietnamese and what would you like to tell my followers about Vietnam?
Uh, Me being here for a few weeks I've spent here in Vietnam is actually fun. I'm still trying to cope up with their language to learn some few basic languages, and Vietnam is fun though. It's fun. So for those of you wanting to come to Vietnam, you are free to come and check it out. I would recommend Vietnam on your bucket list. Yeah, it's actually worth coming to Vietnam. Why? Because there are a lot of tourists, not only we Africans, we have most Americans, Spanish people, like different people all over the world do come to Vietnam for tourists, for business, for teaching, and so on. So Vietnam is a friendly country.
Okay, guys, thank you so much, Anthony. Nice to meet you. I hope to, do more of this with you next time. Probably when you have spent like 3 months, 6 months in Vietnam, I would like to have this interview with you again. All right, bye bye.